How do you help out your Bermuda grass that's dying because of shade and tough soil? Hello, Steven, or B-Type P, and the rest of the Bermuda Dad family. We have a situation. The TLDR is, my friend here has a section of grass that just never really got off the ground, so to speak, since its establishment as fresh sod back in March, and we're trying to figure out why. Now, based on some of the things that you shared, including those videos, I think there are at least 3 things going on that you can test. The first is the shade. Shade is the kiss of death for Bermuda grass. Bermuda really needs sunlight, and it needs at least 6 hours a day. Now, if the sun is completely blocked, say by a building, there's not really anything you could do about that. But if it's a line of trees, one option is to thin the trees out. But that's gonna depend on whether you like the trees or the lawn more. So if that's not an option for you, the second thing you can do about the shade is remove some of that thatch on the surface of your grass. Thatch is the buildup of dead organic matter like lawn clippings, dead grass, but also the root systems that kind of build and pile up over time. And some thatch is good. It provides some insulation for your soil, but too much will block the sunlight from getting to the soil. Just grab a rake and lightly rake away some of that buildup on the top of the grass without damaging or removing the grass itself. That'll allow the sunlight that you do have to hit the soil, and you'll maximize the sunlight that you do get. The second issue that could be happening is the compacted soil. Compacted soil is just a fancy way of describing soil that's too hard and dry. And when your soil is too compacted, it won't receive the water that you're giving it. You can water it for hours at a time, and that water will just run off into the driveway. What I would recommend for that is a good aeration. Aeration is a means of breaking up your dirt so that it can breathe. Now, there's different ways of doing that. You can get a spike aerator on Amazon that will just poke some holes into the ground. I like to use core aerators. A core aerator is a tool with not a spike, but a cylinder-shaped corer that removes actual plugs of dirt from your ground. This is helpful because it doesn't just poke holes in the dirt, it removes sections of soil, allowing the roots of your grass to breathe, allowing water to get in there. It will loosen up the toughness of your soil over time and just be overall more healthy. The third thing is fertilizer. Bermuda does need nutrients, especially nitrogen, but also things like potassium and phosphorus, and those can be found in a balanced fertilizer. That's what those 3 numbers are on a bag or bottle of fertilizer. When you see them, it might say 16-4-8, or it might say 30-30-30 or something else, but the first number is nitrogen, the second number is phosphorus, and the third number is potassium. And you probably just need a balanced fertilizer to put on your grass because it needs to eat as well as drink. However, I would caution on that last one only because you're in Arizona in the middle of summer and temperatures are 100 degrees or more. And hot temperatures like that combined with fertilizer will stress your grass out even more. So you're gonna wanna wait until those temperatures lower into at least the low 90s or less before applying a fertilizer. But if it were my section of lawn, those are the 3 things that I would probably do, at least to diagnose. I would start by raking away the thatch. I would core aerate that section of lawn that's too tough. And then when the temperatures drop down, I would apply a lawn booster or a balanced fertilizer. Bermuda Dad gang, if there's anything I missed based on the pictures you saw, help a friend out, leave them in the comments, and let's try to get this section of lawn up and growing.